The solution to the Nintendo Switch 2 game card situation is quite simple. I haven't seen anyone mention this, be it by looking at YouTube, be it by looking at Google, be it by looking at video game websites. This solution hasn't come across my path. Now, I don't own a Switch or Switch 2, but I do play video games. Now, with that being said, the solution is to provide the game in multiple ways. Go to the Nintendo store and you should be able to select digital, game key card, or the full card, cartridge, whatever you want to call it. That solves the issue right then and there. Game key card, you say, hey, this is a plus $5 that you have to pay. Plus $17 if you want the full cartridge. And it's within 64 gigabytes. Nintendo, make a 128 gigabyte one as well. Make that plus $24. So you have the game price at digital, game key card plus $5, cartridge plus $17 or plus $24 depending on the size of the game and the cartridge that you need. Because these cartridges from Nintendo is just flash storage. The cost is always going to be that cost. Period. Just pass it on to the consumer, and that's that. So for those that want it in a certain manner, game key card say, hey, it has some value for this limited period of time while the Nintendo online or eShop, what have you, is still up and running. Or you have something more permanent with the game on a full cartridge, be it 64 gigabytes or be it 128 gigabytes. And since you're dealing with these flash, cartridge, card, storage type of mediums, it's not going to get cheaper with the more that you make. That's just the cost. And you don't have the higher upfront cost that you would have with a Blu-ray, DVD, CD. Because when you actually make those for big time companies, consumer things, you're actually going to have a glass master that's going to cost several $1,000s, which you use to press the actual media that you're going to be making out. So you have to pay those several thousand up front to make that before you can start producing, pressing those CDs. Yes, the CDs and Blu-rays and DVDs are cheaper in the long run, but you have to have a minimum of discs that you're going to print. It's not necessarily going to be a high minimum, but in terms of Nintendo, you don't have to worry about that because, hey, with Nintendo, they made these cartridges and just you put the label on for the appropriate game. You put the appropriate game on that card. You put it in the case. You slide in the covers and whatever kind of insert that you need, and that's that. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to have a glass master to produce those things. You just put the data on it from a computer, and you put it on that. And you put on that Nintendo card. It's gonna have the boot code on it, so it works, and that's that. So that's all you need to do. Selections on the Nintendo store. Digital, game key card, or the full cartridge. That's it. That solves it right then and there. So the publisher, the creator, whatever, the developer doesn't have to account for that. Just say, what's the cost of the game in the digital form? And Nintendo handles the rest. So if the consumer wants the game key card, go ahead, print that out, send it in the mail. They want the full physical, print it out, send it in the mail. So even if it's an indie game that sells a couple of copies, you can still provide all those options because you don't need a glass master to press the information onto the card as you would a Blu-ray. You don't have to pay that several thousand up front. It's just flash media, put it on there, and that's that. So that's where even Nintendo will have an advantage. If, for at least in terms of an indie developer, they sell like, hey, 10 copies. Okay, cool. You didn't have to waste thousands on a glass master. So if someone like Sony or Xbox want to do that, they better produce a glass master, which is several $1,000s. So they probably have to have a minimum of several hundred or 1,000 physical requests before they could even do anything like that. Nintendo, it wouldn't matter because they just make these cards and what have you. They're always going to cost, 16, 17 type dollars. And you're not going to have extra overhead in terms of glass masters. It's not going to get cheaper the more you put out in this case. Say, hey, Nintendo, put this game on one of your cards, whatever this is, put the label on it, put it in the case with the cover and the inserts, and there you have it. So yes, that is the solution. Nintendo, y'all should do that. It should have been like that. And it can extend to other consoles as well. And the other consoles probably meet a minimum of a certain amount of physicals requested before they, take the time to make that glass master and press them up. But still, it should be the option. Why can't that option exist? If I want a digital, if I want a game key card, or if I just want the full game on the card, and let me pay that difference. That's how it should be.